For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Jeremy Bradley here, joining you again for the second time today. This is a little bit odd. It is December 31st. We are live, and just moments ago, a couple hours ago, I was talking to you about, ringing in the new year, right? Looking back at what happened this year, moving ahead. Do you make New Year's resolutions? Do you look at the dumpster fire of a year and say good riddance? And now, sadly, we are saying good riddance to the legendary Betty White. And all along, I've got to tell you this, as an entertainment reporter, I have said, if I'm still on the radio doing our Top 40 show, country music show, or the podcast, whatever it is, I'm doing a special broadcast because I was at Betty White's 90th birthday party in Hollywood now, almost 10 years ago, and just such a connection to her and the show and her career and all of the people who... I mean, she meant a lot to everybody, right? This is one of those situations where you have a celebrity who really isn't hated by anybody, right? There's a celebrity who's pretty much loved, and that was just the case. And so we've got another special half hour for you today here on The Scribble. Thank you for tuning in, and we're paying tribute to Betty White. So we've got clips queued up already from her 90th birthday, as I just mentioned. And, we had everybody, the who's who of Hollywood was at this 90th birthday party. I'm just thinking of the names that we had on the radio. We had Carol Burnett, Vicki Lawrence, Mary Tyler Moore, Ed Asner, Gavin MacLeod. We had the cast of Hot in Cleveland, right, which was, it was Wendy Malick, Jane Leaves, Valerie Bertinelli. We had Amy Poehler, Joel McHale, Kate Flannery, Valerie Harper, Carl Reiner. And when I look back, even just saying Carl Reiner, I look back at this list of Hollywood's who's who, and I see how many have died since then, and it's really incredibly sad to be losing these legends, which obviously we know it's bound to happen, right? They're all aging, and that's unfortunately the way things go. And I'm going to share some thoughts with you about covering the birthday right after this break, and then we'll get into those aforementioned clips on this special edition live on The Scribble.
Who are the Kardashians feuding with now? What did that little thug Justin Bieber do this time? Who's getting hitched? And who's headed for Splitsville? Hear the latest celebrity news and gossip every day on Entertainment Wrap-Up. The good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the ridiculously hilarious. It's all recapped in this daily segment at entertainmentwrapup.com. Have a laugh at the expense of the rich and famous when they take themselves way too seriously. It's 3 minutes of time-wasting fun at entertainmentwrapup.com. Check out Entertainment Wrap-Up at entertainmentwrapup.com. Brought to you by Speak Free Books.
It's never too early to start thinking about your next holiday. Have you checked out Mexico recently? From tequila tasting, swimming with horses, to ziplining through the jungle and watching whales and dolphins in their natural habitat, Puerto Vallarta has it all. Visit mexico.jbonair.com to see all the fun PV has to offer. That's at mexico.jbonair.com for hundreds of photos, interviews, and videos from around the tourist hotspot. Check out mexico.jbonair.com for all the fun. That's mexico.jbonair.com.
JB here, back on this special live edition of the Scribble podcast. Thanks for tuning in again, second time today, but not so fun to share this news with you. Now, we're not breaking the news here. Obviously, everybody knows by now that Betty White has died, and we're just taking a moment to pay tribute. Now, Betty White, I've got to give you some history here, some background. When you're an entertainment reporter, when you're a celebrity interviewer, a lot of people will have their wish list, right, of their dream guests and people they want to talk to or meet or whatever. And for me, it was always either B. Arthur or one of the Golden Girls. B. Arthur was my first choice, right? But they were all wonderful ladies. That, you know, we all loved the show. And so when it was getting sad that there's only one Golden Girl left, and it was Betty White, I was kind of like, well, I have to do something to meet her, talk to her, whatever. Not as a fan, just as an, you know, this is what I do. So my list of people was fairly short. I had Oprah, which I think everybody, you know, any entertainment reporter has Oprah. And I had Cher, and I had Cyndi Lauper, and I had Betty White, and I did have Carol Burnett, and I'm trying to think. That was about it. Oh, and Judge Judy, and we had Judge Judy. So when I heard that NBC was going to be doing a television special for her 90th birthday, I was reaching out like crazy. I had a great working relationship with NBC at the time, and said, hey, you know, can we get a phone interview with her just to kind of talk about this special and how everybody's going to be celebrating her, and I'm sure she'd have some sort of jokes about that, right? And it was always no, no, no. And so I thought, okay, well, and I'm a persistent kind of a jerk, right? So I kept reaching out. I didn't take no for an answer. I was like, all right, well, I'll ask again in a couple weeks. Maybe it'll change. That's what publicists always tell you, right? Well, we'll keep you in mind if anything changes, which, you know, is a load of BS, but it's still just a professional thing for them to say. And so I wouldn't let up. I would keep reaching out to them. Like I said, we're going back about 10 years. So this is when I was programming our radio shows. We didn't have necessarily a big team that was involved with it. And there was no. And then all of a sudden, a few days before, I'm about to go for lunch with my brother, and I send out another quick, like, Hail Mary sort of email, right? Thinking that, all right, well, I'll send it off before I go to lunch, and then by the time I get home, you know, I'll have the no, and it won't ruin my mood for the lunch with my brother, and, you know, all will be well. So I send out the email, and my brother's on his way to pick me up, and I get a reply back saying, you can't do a phone interview. Do you want to come cover the red carpet in the party? Would you not just almost shit your pants? Excuse my language, but come on now, right? It's not even, this is like, no, you can't talk to her on the phone, but do you want to come and like hang out with everybody instead? I mean, hello? I mean, really, that is exactly what happened to me. So I'm sitting here going, okay, this is wild, because here's the deal. I'm living in Canada, and, you know, and I'd been to LA a bunch of times already in the past. That's not the issue, but it's like, oh, and it's happening this weekend, and it's Thursday morning. Okay, sure. And then the pressure's on. So typically when I would go for lunch with my brother, we would go to a buffet, and we'd stay there for about 2 hours. You know, we'd talk, he'd bitch about his kids and his wife, and, you know, I'd talk about what I was doing as a up-and-coming entrepreneur. And I was just so distracted. Now, the thing was that I didn't want to say anything to anybody, because I was like, okay, I've got to keep this under wraps right now because it'll fall through. You know, maybe I'll get a reply back saying, oh, sorry, that was actually meant for somebody else. You're not really invited. So I didn't want to go and like blow up everybody's phones and tell them that, you know, I'm doing this and what have you. So my brother knew that something was up. I wasn't as talkative as I was. There was just something, and he was like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And so finally I was just like, okay, this is between us. This just happened in the last like 15, 20 minutes. That I've been invited to Betty White's birthday party, and we're going to broadcast live from the red carpet. And he's like, holy crap, how did you manage that? And my honest response was, I have no fucking clue, Trevor. I have no idea how I did this. And so, because it's one thing to book a plane ticket and whatever. Now it's like, oh wait, I committed to doing a 2-hour broadcast from this thing as well, and I haven't checked with anybody. I haven't even okayed it. Like, this could be problematic, right? Now you have to remember, this is before the days of podcasting and things like that. That didn't exist back then. So I was like, well, I can make it happen. I mean, I don't know any radio station that I was partnered with at the time. I don't know any radio station that would have said, no, we don't want content from Betty White. Oh, you're going to have an interview with Betty White? No, we're not interested. Of course, like I already said, she's one of those people that everybody loved. If you're getting Betty White's birthday coverage, yeah, we're airing it. And so I think it was a very quick lunch, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that we sat there for the full 2 hours to gossip and whatever. And so I motor back home now, and this is where the wheels are turning and everything starts in motion, going, okay, it's now Thursday afternoon. I'm flying out. I've got to book this for Saturday, and, you know, this is happening. And I flew, I flew out Friday, actually, just to be clear. And because we didn't have direct flights to Los Angeles from Winnipeg. I don't think there is still to this day, but So again, it wasn't the issue. I already had a hotel that we stayed at all the time and just, called them up and they said, yeah, we'll put you up. That's fine. And then it was like, okay, let's do this. And then getting the press materials about who's going to be there and what's happening on this red carpet and this broadcast, because I had access to the broadcast as well, and the press room and the press conference. And, it was great. And I just remember on the flight there, I flew out at night, just having this awkward feeling in my stomach. You know how, like, if it's your first time flying, you get nervous and you have those butterflies and you feel queasy and whatever. That's how I was feeling, but it was basically just the enormity of what I was about to head into over the next couple of days, right? And so then I feel this gurgle in my stomach, and I was like, oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. What did I have for dinner? Oh my God, it's gonna now. It's not air sickness. It's not. This is just my body going, let's get real here, buddy. And so it was a very long flight. That's the way I'll describe it on this Friday afternoon, New Year's Eve day, 2021. And it wasn't even necessarily about meeting Betty White. It was just about being in the presence of all these people and how it was going to be this birthday party like I'd never been to. You've probably been to some big birthday parties in your life. You have not been to one like this. I will guarantee you that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say. And so, yeah. I made sure that I had gone all out for this. I made sure that there was a nice big catered platter in my hotel room before I got there, wine, and on the connecting flight from wherever it was either Chicago or Colorado to Los Angeles. Then I was just like, oh my God, I know that she loves golden retrievers. I had a golden retriever, Ernie, at the time, right? He also just recently died, and I want to get a picture of her. I want to get her a picture of Ernie wearing this party hat, and let's do whatever and write happy birthday Betty or something. Like, let's just do that. This is my idea on the plane. Now, again, there's no Wi-Fi on planes at that time, so I'm just like, we'll get to Los Angeles, or get to West Hollywood, and where I always stay, there's a CVS right around the corner, so I was just like, okay, can I print photos there? Can I buy a picture frame? How do I do this now at midnight, now 2 o'clock in the morning? And sure enough, there was one, and I was able to get it printed, and I didn't frame it properly. I didn't crop it properly, so the hat was cut off, and then the caption that I had written was also cut off. So I'm like, shit. I go back to the hotel, edit the photo, go back, print this again. Now it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting here going, I'm already jazzed up and revved. There's no way I'm sleeping tonight. I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm not. But then how do I do this when I'm covering Betty's birthday in a matter of a few hours, right? So I did my best to try and sleep a little bit. I did not, and then I'm reading the press materials, and I'm sitting out by the pool of the hotel, and I'm taking pictures of like the sheets of the information, and it was crazy. I was in this zone that I was not about to do a broadcast. I don't even know. I can't even describe where I was in my head, but it was certainly not like, okay, you've got a red carpet. All right, we're gonna do a 34-second segment, and then we're gonna do a break. We're gonna have some music, and then I'm gonna talk to guest one. It was not that at all. It was not that at all. It was just like, holy fuck, what the hell's about to happen here? Seriously, I could not get out. I couldn't shake it. I couldn't get out of that headspace. And so, afternoon rolls on. Getting ready in my hotel room, I'm wearing my most expensive sweater that I ever bought. Bought it at Banana Republic in Toronto before Canadian Idol years earlier, and just because I could, right? Just because I was like, you know what, I'm Hollywood now, right, in Toronto, and I bought I think it was $50 sweater. Still had the price tag, still wrapped in the tissue paper. Never had brought it out. And then I thought, this is the event to wear it to. So I had my nice sweater. And I got to the red carpet. We did the red carpet broadcast, which is always interesting because with something like that, it's going to run late. So, here we are for the scheduled time. And, radio stations are coming to me for the live hits. And I'm just kind of like, well, it's not happening yet. And so, thankfully, on a weekend at night, usually the stations are programmed with other stuff anyway. It's not like I'm interrupting somebody's program. It's, often a voice tracked show, which means pre-recorded sometime before, or it's a national show. It's somebody else's show that they ended up just pulling it anyway. And so whoever was manning the station at the time, usually some junior person who doesn't have to, maybe they'll give the weather report every half hour or something. And, so I would come in and just say, the stars are coming, and, we're going to be live from the red carpet in just a moment, stick around. And the red carpet starts late, as expected. And then finally the celebrities start to come. And I mean, there was no way that you could miss on this one. Sometimes when you do a music show red carpet, nowadays you've got YouTube stars, quote unquote stars, TikTok stars. You've never heard of half of them. This was a guaranteed hit. I mean, I've already mentioned the names of the celebrities that were there, right? So, I mean, this is one after the other. So this is like, okay, we've just did a minute on the red carpet. We're halfway into a song. Dump the song. We've got Carol Burnett. That's how big of an event this was. And so it was just fascinating to meet these people who are all, humble, paying tribute to the Golden Girl, as they were calling her. And it was just fascinating. So, we've got to go to a break. Okay. I'll finish this up. We'll do a break after. So after the red carpet, I'm just in amazement. Now, what happens after we would do red carpets on our radio shows was that we would go to the press room and we would start to then edit our photos and audio and all that other stuff to package it up for morning shows the next day. And so we did that in the press room. There was the press conference where Betty sat on a stage and took questions from all of us. My question was, if you could make a wish come true for all the animals in the world, what would it be? We've got video of that on our website. Let me give you the link since you're listening to this streaming. The website is live.jbonair.com, live.jbonair.com/Betty.html. So live.jbonair.com/Betty.html. That's how, if you'd excuse the old web design, okay? Like I said, we're going back 10 years here, so we didn't have the top-of-the-line web design as you see nowadays. So check that out. You'll see the video of me asking that. And you'll also hear these clips, but I appreciate you tuning in to this 30-minute broadcast. And so after the press conference is when the show began. So, of course, I was totally not into editing our stuff. I was like, you know what, screw it. We'll do this. I'll do this at the hotel after. I am not. I'm taking in this show. I am watching the show. I'm loving every minute of it. And I did. And so this was one of the times when I was in the car on the way back to the hotel going, what a trip. What a trip. This was amazing. This was fantastic. Meeting all these people, getting handed a copy of Betty's book. It was just such a thrill. And when people ask me, we just wrapped up 15 years of top of the charts earlier in the year, and people ask me, the highlights or, what my memories were and things like that. Betty White's 90th birthday is one, I would say, with one, if not the top moment, in the top at least 3 moments of broadcast. Like, it was incredible. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's a whole series of the clips from that red carpet broadcast. So I'm not introducing them, but you'll just hear all of those segments in a row. It's coming up right after this on a special edition of The Scribble. R.I.P. Betty White.
Isn't it crazy that you wait for payday, but before you know it, you're strapped for cash again? It's time to stop blowing your money and become a smart spender with the book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate, at cheapskatebook.com. Learn simple ways to cut costs at home every day and during special times of the year. Don't go broke at Christmas. Don't remortgage the house for a fancy vacation. The book is filled with tips to save you money throughout the year. Check out the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate, at cheapskatebook.com or on Amazon and iTunes.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
All right, Jeremy Bradley here, back on the red.
Jeremy?
Oh, interview crash.
Don't you want to interview me?
I think I might.
I think you have to.
And I think I saw you when you were in Winnipeg doing your touring show.
You did. You were the one.
Absolutely did. You heard me laughing way in the back. Look,
You were the one.
giggling like a little girl. Guilty as charged.
Jeremy.
Carol
I love
Burnett.
you for that.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet at Betty's birthday.
Thank
You know what? Tonight is all about Betty, and
You bet.
legendary.
Yeah.
Everybody here is legendary in the TV biz. But can you describe to me? Actually, can you give me one word to describe Betty?
Energizer Bunny. 2 words.
Yeah, and she just never stops.
but it's in a good way.
Yeah. Now, we see the DVDs for the Carol Burnett show that are available now. We see that infomercial.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of outtakes. There's a lot of things that we never saw the first time that they were on the air. Is there one moment that sticks out in your mind from when you were taping that maybe involved Betty that you think back and go, wow?
No. She was always perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hated her.
And of course you wish her the best, though, on her 90th
I love her
birthday.
very much, and I'm hoping to be here 10 years from now to wish her everything on her 100th, and I'm not surprised I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
Yes, and we thank you so much. Hey, give us the website for your DVDs to order them.
Oh, I don't, we're hoping to bring it to stores this coming year. Right now, I mean,
Well, we'll be looking for that, and next Christmas, plenty of time for next Christmas. All right, Carol Burnett, thank you so much for joining us. Okay. You just have to shout then. We're doing radio. Okay, I'm good. How are you? Long time no see, exactly. Jeremy Bradley, we're back on the red carpet, joined by legendary Ed Asner.
And daughter Liza.
And a beautiful daughter.
Who likes to lag behind.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. You?
I'm good, thank you. So,
you didn't dress for this.
not as sharply as you did, but I tried my best. I did.
Well,
yeah, I'm in radio. I don't have to be seen, right?
You look trim. What radio are you with?
We're doing syndicated radio, so across the country for Speak Free Media.
I like the country.
Do you? What's your favorite part of the country?
I got a lot of people out there I love. What's that?
What's your favorite part of the country? Where do you go?
Well, I come from the Midwest. Mm-hmm. That's the heart of the country. Mm-hmm. But I had a lovely time in Chicago learning to act. Mm-hmm. Love Chicago. I love everything that's west of the Rockies. I haven't spent enough time in the South or the Northeast. But Boston was always lovely to me as a performer. There ain't a place I don't like.
No. Well, there's still lots of time for you to travel to all those places and explore them, right?
I don't plan to. No.
No. Well, you got a busy.
I'm tired. I've been there.
Well, and you're still working really hard, right? Returning back on TV, Hawaii.
You got any work for me?
I don't. Do you have any work for me? Maybe that's a better question.
Well, leave us your name and address.
Okay, I'll give you my card because you know everybody. So
and the
really.
Money. Don't forget to leave the money.
We're here tonight very quickly because we're honoring Betty White and her birthday for the 90th.
Are we?
I think so. I haven't seen her yet.
I didn't know she was alive.
Oh, no. She's alive and kicking from what they tell me.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What does she look like?
I have yet to see her.
I'll be damned. I can't. Whoa, I want to get a picture of that.
Can you quickly tell us what it was like working with Betty so many years ago?
Well, she was alive then, let me tell you.
Yes.
Yeah. I still have the bruises.
Do you have one fond memory of maybe when you were taping the show back in the day, one memory that sticks out in your mind still?
No, they were all good. She enlivened the set whenever she was there. Mm-hmm. She pepped up a performance whenever you were involved with her. She was alive. Mm-hmm. She was funny. She was bright and witty and very, very huggable.
Mm-hmm. And we wish her a happy birthday, don't we?
I guess so.
Many more, yeah. If we have to
force it out of me. Happy birthday, you. God.
Sounds so sincere. Thank you so much, Ed Asner, for joining us
today. My pleasure,
Betty.
I'll see you in 10 years.
Let's go.
All right, Jeremy Bradley here back on the red carpet at Betty White's 35th birthday bash. Does that work? Can I get away with that? No? 35th birthday? No?
35th?
All right, let's say 90. Isn't it funny how, though, with women, when it's 40, 50 is always touchy, but you know what? When you're 90, be proud of being 90, right?
I would say so. I'm not quite there yet. I'm proud to be where I am, but I've got a few more years to go before I reach Betty. I hope I'm around when I'm 90 like she is.
Yeah, and I mean, still so much energy that she's got. I mean, she's never stopping, is she?
No, she isn't. She has a passion for her work, and her work shows it, and her work shows her timing and her love, and she's very, very special, and she's very unique, and everybody on the West Coast knows she was the first female to have her own television series way back before I think I was born, but you weren't. No. Way back there in black and white, and she's still at it today in such a big, big way. And every time you mention Betty's name, somebody smiles. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, well, I think, and the animals smile too because she's such an animal lover.
They sure do. She loves animals.
Now, before you worked with her, because you've known her for a very long time, what was your impression the same after you met her, or did your opinion of her change? I mean, you've always loved her, but what did you think of that first meeting?
Well, I tell you, her sense of comedy really exceeded anything. I mean, I just seen Betty on those shows years ago. I first came out from New York in 1957, and she had a show on then, but it was black and white, you know, and she was wonderful. But what she is now, she wasn't then, and I think she has the ability to bring to whatever character she's playing a kind of a truth and a belief in that character. I mean, Sue Ann Nivens from the Mary Tyler Moore Show could have been very unlikable, and yet she made her very likable. That's a gift, you know, and that's an actress's gift, and she had that. And then on the Love Boat, you know, she came with Alan Ludden, her husband, and they did a show, and then he passed away, and then she came back on and she sang and danced with Carol Channing. They played sisters on the show, and it was fun to be with her. And that I have one shot of she and Carol and me, the captain, and oh God, I treasure it. And she had those dimples that go on for days, you know. But here she is, and we're celebrating her 90th birthday.
Yeah,
and what an inspiration!
I was going to say, and we wish her 90 more. I don't think she's going
That's
anywhere
what I'm saying.
soon.
I hope there's 90 more. No, but she's ready to keep going.
Yeah. Now you're still going because you've got I know some DVD. Well, you do a whole bunch of things. Still love boating, kind of. Yeah.
Oh well. I've been working for Princess Cruises since '86. I travel all over the world for them. I do shows for them. It keeps me very busy and keeps food on the table and all that. When I first joined them after the Love Boat went off in '86, we had 2 small ships. Now we have 17 mega ships. We have 2 more coming out. Yeah, I'll be in New Zealand the end of this month, and then I'll go to Europe in September. And then I do trade shows, and they've done a movie of my life that won an award. And so I keep very, very busy that way. I do Christian films, and they've been very, very successful too.
And we wish you the best. I know you want to get inside because the party is about to start. Thank you so much for joining us, Gavin.
Thank you. Good
Take
luck.
care. Jeremy Bradley back on the red carpet now with the goiter-free cast of Hot in Cleveland. How are you guys? We've got the cast here. Say hi to introduce yourself very quickly.
Wendy Malick,
Valerie Harper, Jane Leaves.
And I just did some quick math. Collectively, you're still not 90 years old. Isn't that weird?
I think we might. Yeah, we have to be. We're 50. I'm 50, 51, 52. 52. Am I 52?
No, you're 51.
Oh, 51.
And she's 61.
And I heard that, who's the sex maniac? You were just saying that you're the sex maniac?
No, her character.
Oh, the
is
character.
not.
Oh, okay. All right. I should pay
Yeah.
attention a little bit more. Okay. Very quickly, I know we've got to get in there to honor Betty tonight. Can you describe her in one word? What's working with her like?
Luminous.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Funny. Yeah. Okay.
How excited were you, though, when you heard that she was going to be on the show? Now, it was only supposed to be for one episode, right?
Yeah.
But we knew in the back of our minds.
The table read, she was on board.
We were having such a good time.
Was it more nervousness or excitement about having Betty on set?
Excitement.
Totally.
She's a real gal's gal. She's not. She doesn't have
She's so much
pretenses.
fun.
No, she's fabulous.
She's totally the bomb.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
All right, well, thanks so much. Hot in Cleveland on TV Land. Hey, Jeremy Bradley here back on the red carpet at Betty White's 30th birthday party, right? Does that work?
I
No?
love it.
And technically, I'm at the office right now. See what I did there?
Yes, you are, and I'm 10 years old. Continue.
I guess we're doing radio, so people can't see who I'm talking to, but it's Kate from The Office.
Yes.
Introduce you. Say hi
yes,
to everybody.
Hi. My name's Kate Flannery, and I play Meredith on NBC's
And
The Office.
we love NBC's The Office. Also, Betty White's birthday special is on NBC as well. So
And that is, there are no coincidences, my friend, let me tell you.
I mean, we all grew up watching Betty, and is there one moment? She's been on so many shows, right? I mean, Golden Girls and everything.
I'm a huge Mary Tyler Moore fan. And but I have to say, I'm a huge Golden Girls fan too. I know. Oh my gosh, I know. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. No, I can't talk too long. Oh my gosh, I can't breathe. Actually, I'm gonna have to move it along because seriously, can we talk do this in a second?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Nice talking to you, Kate. We're going to get back to the music. We're going to talk more with Kate Flannery when she comes back right after this.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Jeremy Bradley here back on the red carpet at Betty White's 90th birthday party. You're not wearing a crown, but TV royalty is in front of me. Mary Tyler Moore, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. I left the crown at home.
Oh, okay. It was just too big to get through the doorway. Is that what it is?
No, it's just that we have one dog in particular who is a prince.
Okay.
And he has to wear the crown all the time.
Yes. Now, another queen, TV queen, is Betty White, and
Yes,
we're celebrating her tonight, 90 years.
Yeah.
Can you describe Betty for me in one word?
Audacious. You said one.
Yeah,
word.
that's one. That's great. That's enough.
Loving.
She absolutely is. Now, is there one moment from your time working together that just sticks out in your mind and you just laugh now, or maybe you shake your head and say, oh boy?
Well, Well, if we were laughing, I wouldn't be shaking my head saying, oh boy. I'd be saying, hey, thanks.
But you had a good time working with her nonetheless.
Oh, what a wonderful time.
Any birthday wishes for her very quickly?
Yes, may you go on for another 100 years.
And you know what? I think she just might. And we wish her all the best, don't we? And we wish you the best. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mary Tyler Moore. Jeremy Bradley here, back on the red carpet. Now, I've got somebody here who's actually got kind of a connection to me right now, because I'm from Winnipeg.
Well, I was going to say, I heard a little bit of an accent when you said God. I got somebody here. No, you're from Winnipeg, the warm, balmy Winnipeg.
I flew out from there yesterday, and not quite as warm. Well, a little bit colder, but yeah. My parents, when they drove me to the airport, were like, "You're not taking a parka?" California, they don't know what a parka is.
No, it was 25 below zero, which I'm not. I don't know what that is in Celsius for you.
Cold,
but it was quite cold when I was there last time. But the people are amazing, and Winnipeg's a great place.
I just realized that I didn't introduce who I'm talking to. Isn't that terrible?
Oh, this is Amy Poehler.
Isn't that terrible?
The Queen of Winnipeg.
Yes, I know, and so we hope to see you again there soon, right? Taking a Jets game?
I'm never going back again.
Not going back?
No,
okay.
No, I love it there. My husband does. My husband's family is from there, and my husband does a lot of work
charitable
with
venture.
The United Way in Winnipeg, which is an amazing charity, and we love the good-hearted and big-hearted people of Winnipeg.
I know, and I know you want to get inside because the show's about to start, but one word very quickly to describe Betty White, because it's all about her tonight.
Fierce, amazing, hilarious, great timing, balls of steel. And 90.
I think you're just playing password there, weren't you? Thanks so much, Amy. Nice talking to you. All right, we're back on the red carpet, and it's Betty White's 90th birthday, and we've got her boyfriend, her love interest.
I am one of 20. She never stops finding new people to date. She's a real alley cat.
But is she really hot in Cleveland, though?
She's hot in Cleveland. She's hot in New York. She's hot in California. That's Betty White.
Yeah.
She's been around ever since Life with Elizabeth and those dimples. She has captured America's heart. Mm-hmm. And a lot of guys like myself.
Yeah. And we wish her all the best then, don't we?
Yes, we do. Betty, a happy birthday.
Yes.
On your 90th. I hope I'm there for your 99th.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
Jeremy Bradley here, back on this special edition of The Scribble. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Again, I know a bunch of you just listened to me this morning, wishing you a Happy New Year and saying that I'll talk to you next year, but sad turn of events, as you've already heard. I don't need to recap that story. But, I mean, let's just talk about Betty White and her, game show history and, of course, the Golden Girls. I mean, I think everybody has that favorite line. There's so many memes that I see. I don't spend much time on Instagram, but there are so many memes that I see of her and Golden Girls references, and it's just so iconic. And I love watching the Game Show Network, so the old episodes of Match Game and Password and different things that have been cycled through over the years. And I mean, that's just a sharp lady, like just incredibly fast-witted. Smart, dirty and inappropriate at times, which of course you loved, right? I mean, I just remember her saying that, she just loved eating hot dogs and drinking vodka, and I thought, you know what, go for it, really. I mean, come on, in your 90s, just do it. So, and now as like I said, we're live right now today on December 31st, and I'm seeing on Twitter celebrity reactions all coming in already, and it's just, everybody's going to have something to say about her. I mean, that's just the way things go when you're that legendary. And so it really was an incredible moment just to sort of wrap this up, because I got to get going and do some radio entertainment reporting, which is my job. I wasn't expecting to be doing that today, but I will be. And so you'll hear me on some local stations in a short while. But this is going to happen, right? That as you get older, these things go. And a lot of people were curious, though, as to why in recent months, we haven't heard from her, we haven't seen her. I know that from her last couple of award show appearances where she got, lifetime achievements, or she presented, or she did something, she was a bit on, shaky ground and seemed a little bit off. But again, you're in your late 90s. That's okay. We accept that. We allow that, right? You're given a pass. But there was something when seeing that made me mad, as though, like, no, she's Betty White. She can't be turning, feeble, whatever word you want to use, senile, feeble, whatever. You don't want that. She's a legend. She can't do this. She can't be like that. And unfortunately, that's just the reality. That's what happens. So Again, everybody loved Betty White, and once again, that website address is live.jbonair.com/betty.html. live.jbonair.com/betty.html. And the wonderful, legendary Betty White will absolutely be missed, a true showbiz legend. My name is Jeremy Bradley, signing off for the second time on The Scribble today. I will talk to you next week. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye-bye for now.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.
If you want some real